Good afternoon and welcome to Have a Chat. I'm your host, Audrey Lynch, with my beautiful, lovely co-host, Judy Loge. Good afternoon.
Hello, my sweet friend, and hello to all of our Have a Chat viewers. Welcome.
Yes, definitely. We've got a great show lined up for our viewers today. You're not going to want to miss. So definitely grab yourself a coffee, some ice water, and have a seat because it's going to be a good one. We are going to start our show with a quote of the day, Judy, and I believe you're up for that for us this time.
I am. And look at this. I have my nice bright green glasses on just to make sure everybody's staying awake out there. Wouldn't want
Yes,
anyone to fall
definitely.
asleep. I
No.
really happen to love this quote. It's by a woman. She just goes by her initials LR, and her last name is Nost.
Hmm.
Respond to your children with love in their worst moments, their broken moments, their selfish moments, because it is in their most unlovable human moments that they most need to feel loved. What do you think?
That's just unbelievably true and
Yeah,
sometimes extremely hard. I would have
it
to
is.
say.
It is.
It is. It definitely is, but it's to be able to approach your children with coming from a place of love and calm
Mhm,
when dealing
mhm.
with all of those issues that they may come across with their anger or their
Yeah,
disappointment or their
yeah.
misbehavior and things like that. It's
Right.
hard because sometimes in the heat of the moment, right? And if you have multiple children like I do, it can be very trying sometimes to be able to remain that
Mhm.
composure during those times.
Right. And I just think to back when I was that age and maybe having a moment of despair or a moment of anxiety over not getting something that I wanted, like a job or whatever. That my parents, I try to look back at how they handled it, and they were very understanding and composed. And I've trained myself to not react big time, like and show them that you're bent out
Hmm.
of shape, because then that makes them more bent out of shape. So we all, like you said, in the heat of the moment, we all get worked up
Yeah,
too, but if we can just
that's right.
calmly talk to them and be there in their most, if they're angry about something, let them be angry. They're human beings, and all of that that goes
No,
with it.
exactly.
Sadness,
And they're
sadness, and
Yeah.
yeah.
They're normal emotions that happen to all of us. And they're
Hmm.
not right, they're not wrong. They're, you know what I mean? They are what they are, and teaching them that emotions are normal and then go from there teaches them a lot.
And that we love them regardless is what she's saying. That you don't just love
Exactly.
them because they're
Yeah.
being really, really good kids and they're getting really, really high grades and they're making the team. No, there's so
Yeah.
much more that we love them for. And that's when the true meaning of love, I think, for our family and children comes through, is when we're there at the worst times. That's all I have to
Yes,
say on that.
most definitely. Yeah. Well, there's big, big, big baby news across the
Yeah.
country. Harry
Yes.
and Meghan have had their second child, a baby girl, Lilibet, I believe, or Lilibet is her name.
Lily. Lily.
She's being named after Queen Elizabeth and Harry's mom, Diana, Princess Diana. So we want
I
to
know.
congratulate them on their second edition. Now they have one of each.
Archie, he's a cutie. He's
Yes,
2 years old
he is.
now, a 2-year-old little trooper.
Yeah.
So they're going to have their hands full. But this little
Yes.
girl, yeah, it was nice that with the rift between Harry, Meghan, and the monarchy,
Hmm.
all that went down not long ago, and all the sadness and hard feelings that went, with it all, that they did
Yeah.
have the Queen's namesake in there. Apparently, she was nicknamed Lilibet, for Queen Elizabeth, the short
Hmm.
name, all of her younger
Okay.
days, and still is, I believe, by the close family members. And then, of course, Harry adored his mother, who obviously we know
Yes.
passed in 1997, who will be turning 60 this July. She would have been 60, and they're going to unveil a statue in her favorite garden
Oh,
in Kensington Palace, and there's going to be an unveiling of that. So that will be a very heartbreaking but beautiful thing to do in honor
tribute.
of the
Hmm.
yeah, the late Lady Diana, who I adored actually.
Yes.
Mhm.
I was going through a hope chest of mine just the other day, going through some things, baby things, and some magazines and mothering magazines, and I found the magazine that I had purchased when she passed away. A number of different magazines had put out her life
Yeah.
story when
Mhm.
she had passed away. And I found a copy of one of those magazines in my hope chest. So I'll cherish that and have that to pass on to my
Yes.
kids to let them know who that was.
I know. And this little girl is going to actually be called Lily, which is cute with Archie. So they're going to shorten it
Okay.
from Lilibet, which I'm not familiar with at all. Not heard that name.
No.
And not particularly in love with it, but that's just me. But Lily is sweet. So that's nice. I found some fun little things, some facts, Audrey, when I was thinking about
Okay.
babies. And then when I heard the news about
Okay.
Megan's baby, it was about twins. And some of the facts
Oh.
about twins that we may or may not know, I'm sure everybody at this point in time, the older people that are watching this show realize that Elvis Presley had a twin brother
Hmm.
who passed. He was
Yeah.
stillborn when the mother gave birth to Elvis, and then his brother Jesse. So if there had been two Elvises, the world wouldn't know what hit them, right? Because he was
I
such a
know.
legend. Did
He
you know that
was.
Alanis Morissette was a twin?
No, that I didn't know.
I did not know either. She has a twin brother, Wade. So everyone that does know who Alanis Morissette is, she's a wonderful Canadian singer. Linda
Okay.
Hamilton, you probably recall from The Terminator. She was in such shape. Remember the
Yes.
actress Linda Hamilton? I admired her so much on so many
Yes.
levels. She actually has a twin sister, Leslie, and they look a
Yes,
lot
that I
alike.
knew.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you know Nick Carter? Nick Carter, the singer, has a twin called Angel, his sister.
No.
No.
Oh, you're
And
kidding. No,
do you
that one I didn't
recall
know.
I was not a big soap opera fan, but I know many people were, and I also knew exactly who she was. Deidre Hall, who played I forget her name, but she was on Days of Our Lives for so many years. Do you
Right.
remember Deirdre Hall?
Yes, I do.
She has an identical twin, and who's equally beautiful, and her name is Andrea. Ashton Kutcher, I did not know was a twin,
Oh, I don't
and
know that one either.
yeah, his brother, his twin brother, was actually born and has cerebral palsy. So he's in not good
Okay.
physical condition at all. Unlike his
Okay.
brother, who, as we know, is a mega star in movies and a
Mhm. Mhm.
former TV star. His name is Michael. And they go on and on. But the last one I wanted to mention was Giselle Bundchen. I guess it's Bunjen, the football player Tom Brady's wife. I didn't realize was a twin either. And she has a sister, Patricia, and they don't look a whole lot alike. But
No.
anyway, some are paternal and some are not. But it's just a little fun stuff to
Interesting.
let viewers know. Yeah, interesting
Yeah,
that they exist.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, recently, just working at the salon and always people talking and chatting. I believe there is two girls, if not three, newly pregnant women just found out that they're having twins. And one in particular has no history of any on
Hmm.
either side of the family of having any twins whatsoever. And everybody in the entire family is in shock. But I want to wish them the best and congratulations and to have a wonderful, happy, healthy pregnancy. And
The
those twins will
same.
be born within the next year here in Miramichi.
Oh my gosh. I went out with an identical twin in high school, and I can talk about him now because he's long gone. I don't think he lives in Canada, but he was so
Okay.
identical to his twin brother that the only reason that the other girl that was dating his brother, and I knew how to tell them apart was by the part in their hair. He wore his kind of down the middle and to the side, and the other guy wore a part and flipped over to the other side. The part in their hair was the only way we could identify them. So we could have had a lot of
Oh
prank
my
things
land.
happening to us. I could have dated the brother many times,
Yes.
not known it, but I don't think
And
they were
no,
that mean.
no, no, definitely. Yep, that's for sure. So, what else
Yeah.
information do we want to share with our viewers today? I believe there is Camp Sheldrake. Is there something going on with Camp Sheldrake
Oh,
you had
yeah. Let
mentioned
me
to me?
grab that,
I don't want to
Audrey.
miss
Let me
that.
grab that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think people should start learning about it now because with COVID, there
Mhm.
have been so many fundraisers that haven't been able to take place, right? But they're still holding an event to make money. So Camp
Okay.
Sheldrake's 2021 Great Duck, it's called. There are going to be
Okay.
12 great prizes. The grand prize is a lovely $3,000. Second prize is
Oh,
2 nights at Schooner Point Lodge. And third prize is 2 nights at the Camp Sheldrake Cabin. And then there are fourth to 12th prizes as well, various donated prizes. The race day
okay.
this year is August 29th at 2 p.m. And the race
Hmm.
location is Waterford Green, Logie Drive. They have a Lucky Ducky, $5 each, and they want your support for Camp Sheldrake, and thank you in advance. The online registration is www.campsheldrake.ca, and tickets for this race are on sale at St. Michael's Basilica Parish Office in Chatham, Miramichi. So do support Camp
Yes,
Sheldrake and the fundraiser.
yes. Very worthy cause there. I wanted to make sure that we didn't forget them and give them a shout out. They do great work. I know some of the counselors there,
Yes,
and they put their
they
heart and
do.
soul into what they do
Hmm.
and the kids and things like that. I don't know how
Yeah.
they're making it with this COVID, but we wish them the best. So go out and support them
Yes.
and be part of that fundraiser for them.
Thank you. Yeah.
So we're experiencing a bit of a heat wave today, Judy.
Yes, we
And I
are.
wanted to, we are, summer is definitely here and it's coming in like a roaring lion.
Yep.
Very, very warm out there. We want to share with our viewers some safety tips, some summer safety and heat safety tips
Right.
so that we can enjoy this summer without
Hmm.
any of the, you know, anything going wrong
Hazards.
along the
Yep.
way. Yeah, the hazards,
Right.
exactly. That's just it. So when the heat
Okay.
gets to this level, when the humidex gets to this kind of level, I just want to touch on some key points that it's very, very, very important for you to stay hydrated. Even if you're not thirsty, you must
Yep.
constantly, constantly be
Yep.
consuming water or clear beverages to keep yourself hydrated. You want to avoid
Hmm.
caffeine and alcohol because they actually cause you to shed water, which is something you don't want to do with extreme temperatures like we're having today. You want to take frequent breaks if you have to be outside, frequent breaks in the shade. You want to wear loose fitting clothing with light colors and light weight, and
Hmm.
check on your friends. Check on your friends, check
Right.
on any elderly people that you know that they're living in a home or an apartment that doesn't have air conditioning. Check in on your
Hmm.
friends, very important there. And you want to minimize the heat generated appliances. Definitely don't bother putting the oven on today. Maybe make a salad and cold cuts for dinner,
Hmm.
things like that to
Hmm.
keep, especially if you don't have air conditioning in your home. You want to keep
Right.
those things at a minimum, and no
Yep.
outdoor exercising like to the extreme. You
Hmm.
don't want to be working
Yes.
outside in these kinds of temperatures. And a cool bath and shower, believe it or not, is on the list as well to help control your core temperature and keep yourself from experiencing heat exposure.
I think those are fabulous tips, and people might not just be thinking about them all. Now you've put that bug in their ears. So, to our viewers, please
Hmm.
listen to Audrey's good advice. I picked up a few that I'll run through really briefly on water safety
Hmm.
because I have a pool. I am a decent swimmer, but it doesn't matter. There are all kinds of things to tell you about. So, one is to never swim alone unless there is a lifeguard on duty. So if I have my pool right here and I'm home and I want to jump in, I'm still thinking, what if I took a weak spell
Hmm.
or a cramp in my stomach or something? So I don't swim alone. I might just take a little dip in the shallow end and get out, but I don't swim. Supervise children when they're in the water, always. And we have raised our
Right.
children with a pool, and we were never able to take our eyes off them because kids will do sometimes things in a flash, and you have to be right on it.
Yeah.
As a general rule of thumb, a parent should be within arm's reach of a young child at all times, whether they are swimming in a pool, a lake, a river, an ocean, or if they're splashing around little tiny kids in a big bathtub. They can still drown in a small amount of water. Even ones who are strong swimmers need supervision because they try to do like little tricks. Kids will go into water and they'll flip and they'll try to somersault and do things, and you don't know what they're going to do actually. So just really, really pay attention to these young children when they're in the water. Don't play breath holding games. I've seen young kids try to do that, go underwater and see how long they can actually hold their breath, which could be fatal actually. young children or inexperienced swimmers should always wear a life jacket around water. Now, again, the inexperienced ones that have had no swimming lessons, out in the water in a boat or whatever, get that life jacket on. Avoid using alcohol, teens and adults, because when you're drinking and you're around the pool, your inhibitions are less.
Yeah.
It impairs your judgment, your coordination. It affects your balance. And adults never consume alcohol while supervising your small children. Again, you get distracted. They could do something and you're slow to move on it. You're not in the
Mhm.
same mindset that you would be if you were alcohol free. So everyone likes to sit around, an adult with adults having a drink or whatever, but do not be consuming a lot of alcohol when you have little children that you're responsible for sure, in the pool. And even as adults,
Yes.
when you're drinking and swimming at a river, so many bad things can happen. And I guess that's about it when it comes to water safety. And I look forward to enjoying my summer around the water with all of that in mind.
Yes. I grew up with a swimming pool in my backyard when I was younger as well. But one thing I wanted to add to the water safety, when it comes to the pool, or you're talking like rivers, lakes, ocean, and things like that,
Mhm.
I've taught my kids to, the way I want them to look at it is that you respect the water, because it
Yes.
can be a lot more powerful and stronger than you. I myself, as an
Mhm.
older teen, almost drowned. Um,
Oh.
in Yeah, when I went to visit, I was in water and I got caught by a current, and I was trying to swim and swim and swim and swim against the current, and I couldn't do it, and I tired and
Oh.
fatigued. And if someone hadn't noticed and dove in and got me, I'm not absolutely sure what would have happened there. And I've
Mm.
actually rescued one of my own children, being out in the ocean, who showed signs of struggling and very quickly recognized what was happening. And I dove in the
Huh?
water, and
Oof.
just instinct took over, and everything that I learned. I was a swimmer on a swim team, so whether it's in a pool or the ocean, respect the water on all levels, because
Yeah.
there's you
Yeah.
don't usually get a second chance when it comes to that. So stay safe
And
out
one
there
last
this
little
summer.
thing. Yes, and
Hmm.
one last little tip, if I may, is to, when you have children, or even myself, I have very long hair, and children do get their bathing suits,
Hmm.
and they go near those, what do you call them, Audrey? The
The
drains in
jets,
the pool.
the
The
drains and the
drains
jets.
that
Yeah.
might have a cover that's loose, and you can get your limb stuck in there, or your hair hauled into there, or part of your bathing
Yes,
suit
you
hauled in.
can.
Be careful and look at, if you have a pool, folks at home, and make sure everything's covered and sealed well, and that your kids are not near the drains, because definitely bad things can happen there. It's all, like Audrey said, about safety and having fun at the same time.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to get our show started for today. So to our viewers, don't go away. We'll be back with more Have a Chat after the break. Good afternoon and welcome to Have a Chat. We're back from our commercial break, and joining us now are our very first guests for today's show, Lisa and Chance McCormack. Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Hello.
First of all, we're going to ask you, Lisa, if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and Chance before we get started on talking about why you guys are on the show today.
Sure. Yes, I'm here with my son, Chance, my 7-year-old boy, and we're here to talk about a project that he has done. His cousin, Denver Jardine, was in a fatal car accident last September, and he was supposed to be graduating this month from Blackfall High School. And so we wanted to do something special in memory of Denver. And where Chance is a painter, he loves painting, and um, he's had an art exhibit when he was 4 years old, and he loves painting. So we thought, we have done in the past where he did a painting and we raised money for different things. So we decided to sell tickets on a painting to raise money for a bursary in memory of his cousin Denver. So we'll be giving, Chance will be giving that out at the graduation. Well, actually, I don't know if he'll be at the actual graduation, but he'll be giving the bursary to a student from Blackville High, where Denver would have graduated. So, and so it's quite an exciting project.
Yeah.
Very hard.
That's
So-
very
amazing.
beautiful.
Yeah, so we did the draw on Friday. So he raised, I don't know if you want me to announce what he raised on that, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
raised,
Yes.
do you want to tell them? Tell them what you raised. $1,250.
$1,250.
What?
Wow.
1,250. That is amazing. Wow, congratulations, and what
Yeah.
a beautiful cause in memory of your wonderful cousin that was so young and you lost so young. And I think he's watching over you doing all that great work, and in his memory and honor, Chance. That makes my heart feel good that you've done it. Congratulations on that. Who won
So
the
you've been
painting?
interested.
Yeah, Joyce Gray won the painting.
Nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
Good for her.
So
For goodness sake. So
we
Chance,
don't
tell
have
us.
it. We already gave it to her. We showed it to
Show
you.
our picture.
Mm.
Oh,
Well, I sent some pictures.
Can I see they can't see the paintings.
Oh, they can't see the paintings behind us. Yeah, there are some paintings
Nope.
behind us too. But
Oh, is that some of
Nice.
your
and
work,
going, no,
Chance?
that's good. Move your head. He's got to
Pretty.
move your head.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
there,
when did you,
there.
tell us, Chance, a little bit. When did
Yes,
you
she can-
start painting? When did you start painting and realize that you like to paint? How long have you been painting for?
Yeah, you were 2, yeah.
2.
2.
You were 2 years old. So you've got 5 years of painting experience under your belt.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, 7.
Chance,
Well,
Chance,
7.
I wanted to ask you something. Chance, do you do paintings that are abstract, or do you do pictures of things such as people and flowers, or do you do just colorful abstract work? Tell us a little bit about your style of art.
Colorful.
Yeah.
Colorful.
How do you paint? Tell us how you actually
yeah.
paint. Like what are some of the things you need to do before you actually paint? You have to get what kind of supply?
We'll tell them. Lately he's been doing plastering. Lately he's been doing the one that he just did for Denver. It was a 2-day process, because the first day he did the image in plaster, and
Okay.
did the little boys and the crosses and everything. That was all done in plaster. And then he let that dry, and then he put his color to it the following day.
So Lisa, as
Maybe.
his mom, and he
So-
says he started painting when he was 2, how did you start feeding into his interest? Did you just start with simple watercolors, or was it the way he was drawing or coloring picture books and things like that?
It was mainly at first finger painting, and he just paints like every other child, and I just found that he had such a love for it, and
Yeah.
we just encouraged him to be creative, and buy him the art supplies, and he would just go with that. But when he turned, I think it was when he was about 4, he just wanted to paint every day. Every day was painting, and some days he'd be very excited and he'd be humming and singing, and other days he wanted me to put on his painting music, which was classical music, and he would be very
Oh.
serious and very detailed. When he was 4, yeah, every day he had to paint every day, and that's when we ended up having an art exhibit. He has so many paintings, and then he wanted to buy a toy, so I said, well, why don't you sell some of your paintings and make some money? And so that's what he did. He sold about 20 of his paintings. And then since
Wow.
then, last year we did a little fundraiser for a local boy who has cerebral palsy. We did a fundraiser for him and raised just over $200. I think it was $230 or $280. I can't recall now. But and we
$280.
donated it to him along with his own private personalized painting as well.
$230.
Was it $230?
Nice.
And And now he doesn't paint.
280.
I don't remember,
280.
but he doesn't paint every single day now because he's got so many other activities and he's in grade 1. So he's going to
Oh.
school every
I'm
day.
in grade 7.
Grade 7. You're 7 years old. He's in grade 1, and he also he played basketball. Now he's playing soccer. So he's busy, you know, but he, I encourage him, but of course I'd love him to paint every day, but I just encourage him whenever he wants to. I'm excited about it because I love watching him create every day. Like I said, is different. Some days it's, you know, like exciting photo with painting with lots of pictures, and other days it's more serious. So, and I love now that he's in plaster. It's really cool. It gives him so much texture and different. And some days he uses his toys, he uses brushes, everything. Like sometimes he uses sponges, whatever he wants to use. We just let him kind of create. It's just fun.
Lisa, I think it would be interesting for the viewers to share with them a little bit about your having your first child, and you've been married to Corey for a long time, and then you had this beautiful son. Give us a little bit of background and how special Chance is because of everything that you went through, and why you called him what you did.
Oh, sure, Judy. Yeah. So, yeah, Corey and I have been together for many years, since high school, actually. And we had our little boy. I was 42 when I had Chance. And he's our first child. And we kind of delayed having children just because I was always busy with our career. We owned a health club for 8 years, and I've been selling real estate for 18 years. So very time consuming, you know, pretty much when you have your own business, it's 7 days a week. And I thought, oh, I don't know, I love children. I love being an aunt, you know, but I didn't know where I could fit in time to have my own child. And then where he came, he was actually born 2 months early, and we hadn't picked out a name yet. And we were in Moncton. We had to go to Moncton for emergency C-section down there. But Corey would come down every night, and we couldn't agree on a name. And then, I should pick it up. So prior to that, my assistant took a picture of Corey and I and morphed it on the computer to what our child would look like. And this little boy had printed out. And I just put it on my vision board where I put all my goals and things. And I just put Chance underneath his name, like take a chance. And I put the little boy's picture up. So then when Chance was born, so like I said, we couldn't decide on a name. And then finally I just woke up I think it was 4 days after his birth. And I said, oh my goodness, his name is Chance. He already has the name. So I called Corey. That's a good name. So there's Chance Preston McCormack.
And Chance Preston McCormack is a beautiful artist. Chance, when you get older, do you want to be an artist, like a big time artist, having your own gallery? Yes. I think it's possible, Audrey, don't you?
Idea. I most definitely do. Definitely do. So what's up next for you, Chance? What are you thinking of and planning for the future when it comes to your artwork? What would the next step be? Do you have something in mind?
Big plans?
Do you want to tell me and I'll tell them? Tell me your plan. He's not sure. He is just creating as he goes.
Yes.
Perfect.
That's what you do.
Whatever inspires him. I guess he's going on inspiration. Whatever inspires him, that's what he's going to do.
Lisa, are you or Corey or any of your family members artistic? Like, do you have artistic background skills?
This is not yet. I wouldn't say so that I know of. I mean, I love photography at the end. I love photography, and I mean, I used to just paint a little bit, but I would never say I was an artist by any means. And I don't think so. I mean, no, not professionally, at least. I have, I guess, a cousin that is an artist, but yeah, no, not in the immediate family at all.
No, I have no artistic ability with that stuff whatsoever. Like, no one in my family paints, or my dad was an amazing artist, like caricature, sketcher. But as far as the other goes, none of us have that kind of a skill. So it's a real gift, actually. And I'm proud of Chance. Yeah.
We're just excited we exceeded our goal too, because when we started out, we thought if we can raise $500 for the bursary, that would be awesome. And then we just kept exceeding our goal, and then to reach the $1,250, we were so proud, so excited, and so thankful to everyone who supported the project. That's what I mostly want to get out there. Just thank you so much to everyone that was excited about our project and really appreciated what we were doing and what Chance was doing. So
And
yeah,
the
So
thank you
will
to
you do
everybody
this
anniversary,
every year?
yeah.
Oops. Yeah, will this be something that Chance wants to do every year, every school year, to hand out this scholarship and raise money and paint a picture? Oh,
I'm
he's
not
got
sure.
that one.
He's
Yes.
saying yes, but we haven't thought that far ahead. His parents are setting up a scholarship, to, and they're putting money in there to give an annual scholarship throughout the next
Mhm.
number of years in Denver memory.
Beautiful.
So the one that we're doing is a one-time, like a bursary, but there is a scholarship fund
Right.
as well, and that's where, like,
Oh,
has
okay.
the T-shirt on here in Denver, and his mom is actually selling, T-shirts and sweatshirts with the Denver's logo on it, and that money is
Oh.
going towards the scholarship, or so yeah, the scholarship, and people are contributing to that as well.
We know the cost of university and trade school colleges. I mean, that's that's a beautiful start for somebody, to get that in it's Denver's his name, in his memory, and to start them off with their education post-secondary. I think it's a wonderful. So even as a summer job, when he's doing art like this, and his art is so special, he could actually make his summer jobs into painting, selling them, and having some pocket money. And instead of, like myself, I did recreational director for years. I did camps. I was director for that. But because that was what I was good at, but he's excellent with his art. So it could be a summer job until he graduates. Really, if he continues with it, I think I would be going in that direction.
Well, that'd be exciting. We do have a couple of people that have commissioned him to do paintings. So
That
we're
was a great
excited about
question.
that. So we have to get working on that. So I got him the
Mm.
canvas, and then he has to do the creation. So,
That's
Is it
but we're
fabulous.
excited.
expensive, Lisa?
Parents,
Like, is painting
not too
hobby
bad. No.
expensive? I mean, what do you need? You need your background, you need your canvas, you need what do you need? You need an easel or the paint itself, brushes, special brushes.
Yeah, we're not too elaborate yet, not too professional about it. We just have the paint and a couple of easels, and I just buy him
Okay.
canvases as he uses them. And
Mhm.
yeah, so not too bad. But another
Nothing
thing we
too
were excited, I
fancy.
just wanted to tell you too, that
Mhm.
no, Denver's parents, I wanted to let you know too, are going to be involved, I believe, in choosing the student that will receive the bursary. So we're excited about that. The school and the parents
Beautiful.
will decide that. We don't have anything to do with
Nice.
that, but we're excited that they're going to be involved in.
I think it might be a great idea if you took some pictures of your artwork and maybe do a Facebook page. You could probably sell a lot
Mm.
that way. And make your own Facebook art gallery page maybe, and put some of your
Yeah.
work out there. I would love to see all of his work, even if it's not for sale. All the stuff that he's putting together. I feel like we've got a transformer there next to us right at the moment.
Oh, he's creative for sure.
Definitely.
It's funny when they're on TV too,
I haven't always posted his paintings because a lot of the times he doesn't wear a lot of clothes when he's painting. Just as
Oh,
Oh.
a lot of times I don't
good
post.
to know. Thanks for joining us, Lisa and Chance. We'll be back after the break with more Have a Chat. Don't go away. Good afternoon and welcome back to Have a Chat. I'm Audrey Lynch, joined by my beautiful and wonderful co-host, Judy Loge. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for the last portion of our show. Joining us now is our second guest, Micaela Hachey. Good afternoon, Micaela.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to Have a Chat, Micaela. You look nice and summery out there. Beautiful day.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
For our viewers first, Micaela, we'd like it if you could tell us a little bit about who you are first before we get into the subject matter of why you're on our show today.
My name is Micaela. I'm an educational assistant at Nottawaganag School. and I am a volunteer for the girls rugby team at Miramichi Valley, and I coach their slam and salmon team, and now a Girls on Board licensed provider.
Busy gal.
Busy. Definitely.
Lots on the
Yes,
go.
for sure.
Yeah, so you're here to talk to us today specifically about a new initiative called Girls on Board. So fill us in. What exactly is that?
Okay. Girls on Boards started in Nova Scotia in 2017 and was founded by Mia Lockhart. It was created to bring the sport of paddleboarding together with girls' empowerment. So what the program would be, it's a 2-hour program where I could bring 6 girls out, teach them how to paddleboard. And then while I have them out paddleboarding, we create vulnerable conversations by asking them, like, have you ever felt like you couldn't do something because you were a girl? Or have you ever felt like you avoided doing something because of how your body was, or because you thought someone else would judge you, or and it focuses on that. I struggled with body image growing up, and that led into anxiety as an adult. And I feel a lot of that came from not pushing myself into sports and not having the leadership roles from women to do the things that I wanted to do.
Okay.
Now
Definitely.
this
That
group,
sounds like that's
I'm sorry, Audrey. So this group is the age group from 8 to 18, from what I've understood.
Correct. Yes.
Oh,
So
okay.
the program's offered to girls from ages 8 to 18 for free. And then we offer the program outside of that as a pay it forward. So if a group of girls or if a business or a family wanted to go out, I could take out 6 people, basically run the program exactly the same, teach them how to paddleboard, but what they paid to go on the tour goes back into the program to make it accessible for more youth.
Oh, good idea. Good
okay.
plan.
So you're heading up the one that's happening specifically in the Miramichi and surrounding area, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And hopefully we don't lose you. So how do people initially sign up for this program and be part of it and chosen?
We have a Girls on Board's Miramichi branch Facebook page. And on there, we will post links to the website where you can register for it. So I can take out 6 girls at a time, but I can do 3 tours in a day on a Saturday. So that would give more girls a chance to do it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've worked
So
with young
it's
girls
just on the weekends.
Sorry, Audrey.
I'm actually off all summer, so I'm hoping to do some through the weeks as well.
I was just going to say that as my career involved working with youth, but on the side, I professionally and personally mentor young girls, as you have talked about what you do. And so, is there any type of, with me, there's that confidentiality component, because girls, like you said, they're vulnerable, they're coming into trying to understand their bodies, and they're becoming aware of things as they're 8 and 9, and then teenagers, and then the developmental stages with the hormones and everything changing, their bodies changing, the boys that they're starting to notice, all of that. Maybe they're even recognizing that they're not drawn to boys, that they're drawn to girls. So do you have those kinds of conversations? Are they really that open as when I have a young girl in my care, I'm talking and she's expressing her innermost feelings that I know is between me and her? Are these more of a round table discussion with you and the 6 girls, or it's open then? Is it to you and them?
It's a more round table discussion. We actually circle up on our boards on the water to create these conversations.
Nice.
So we'll all be circled up, and I only ask open-ended questions, so nothing direct.
Yeah.
So that they don't feel pressured to say anything. But it is definitely welcome for those conversations, and those are conversations I have had in the past.
And there's so much with youth today that,
Yeah. So what about maybe some conversations that you didn't expect subject to come up, that maybe the girls asked you or wanted to talk about that maybe caught you off guard? Is there anything that you can think of that you were surprised that comes up?
There's nothing that I can think of that surprised me.
No.
I basically take everything they say with a grain of salt, because you never know what they're going to say.
That's right.
But I
Okay.
haven't had an experience where they've said anything.
But have you felt like a really, like, I'm looking at you and thinking for all you've done and for all you're doing that you're a really great role model? Do you see yourself as a really positive role model? Because it takes a certain person to be able to open up, have them divulge information to you, and then give the appropriate responses and not, like you said, react in a way that will shut them down. You have to be like the open ended questions are the way to go. But growing up, were you an outgoing girl yourself, or were you one that took time to discover who you were and asked a lot of questions, a little bit shy?
I was shy to an extent. I definitely grew up playing sports and enjoyed the team sports, but
Yeah.
to do anything new or on my own, I always held myself back.
Yeah. So this is a way for you to kind of, you're paying it forward, basically.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in being who you needed to be when you were a youth.
Hmm.
So I am doing my best to be a role model for them and to be the person that I needed to have on my side.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
so when was that all changed for you? Because you say that you were a little, you had anxiety and body image issues and things like that. Can you recall the moment when that changed for you and that you started to stand your ground and be more confident in who you are as a person and things like that?
Absolutely. So starting paddleboarding was a big turn in my personality for me because it was the first thing I ever did as a solo sport or solo activity.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And just
Okay, yeah.
learning to trust my body and build my confidence in my body and respect my body for what it's able to do was a big thing for me. So being on the
Yeah.
water and trusting your body and knowing that the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to fall in and get wet was a big turning point for me into learning to respect myself.
Hmm. Michaela, what are some of the more pressing issues? I know that, with COVID right at this very time, but even before COVID, kids are very much more anxious. I mean, there's always been anxiety and there's always been poor mental health going on with our youth, but I'm hearing more and more about it, and the stats are higher and higher all the time. Um, can you talk to us about mental health in particular, anxiety, and what kids are anxious about, and without obviously talking about what you talk about to them, what you're
Yeah,
gathering as some of the most top and most pressing issues with regard to teenagers and their issues at this time.
I feel that society puts huge standards on, especially females' physical looks and how they should behave.
Mm.
Girls are often told to be nice and be quiet. They're not expected to stand out or be bold or be leaders at all. So I feel that is
Mm,
a big thing that affects girls nowadays. As well as social media and bullying is a huge thing where they can't get away from it anymore.
mm,
Everything's online. They always have their
Mm-hmm.
phones in their hands. So there's no escaping it like you used to be able to before.
no, true. All of that's so important, as Audrey and I both know. And Audrey has a daughter,
Yeah,
a young teenage daughter, and my
yeah.
boys are older. But they knew all that was going on in school too, and it's how to rise above those issues and just to kind of be strong and resilient, which is part of what you're doing with this program. That's what you're
Absolutely.
building up, right? Kids to be empowered and girl power and all that stuff. That they'll be one day very successful, hopefully independent women.
Absolutely. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
love it all.
what is some of your advice that you give to these girls when you're talking to them about the social media and about the bullying and about the anxiety, when they're talking and bringing all this subject matter up? What is your advice you give to them, besides the physical activity of paddleboarding, to help cope and deal with these issues
Mm,
that they're feeling?
mhm, mm,
A big part of it is for them to realize that they're not alone through it, that most of these girls are experiencing the same thing where they have their insecurities and they're feeling vulnerable in situations. So, a big part of it is while they're on the water, they're realizing that the five other girls that are with them have also all experienced this. And it allows
right.
Mm,
them to feel
okay.
included into something and not like they're being isolated.
Hmm. Do you do anything besides the power? Sorry, the what do you call it? The paddling. Do you do skateboarding as well, or other activities?
I don't do skateboarding myself, but this program, there is girls that do skateboarding and snowboarding as well. I'm just under the
Oh,
paddleboarding part of it. But they have
fun.
introduced a snowboarding part and a skateboarding part for girls.
Okay.
Would
Skateboarding.
you
I'm gonna.
Yeah. Would you, now you were saying besides empowering the girls and taking out groups like that, you're also open to taking out other groups and raising money to put towards everything else like that. I envision maybe Judy and I and Veronique going out on the paddle boards.
Mhm.
Would
Absolutely.
you take
Right.
us
Sure,
out?
right.
Absolutely.
No, seriously.
I
I
will.
have to say, I did try it for the very first time last year, and took my whole family out. And it was exactly
Oh,
like you say, Micaela, because all six of us had never done it. Three boys, my husband and I, our two boys and our two girls. And it was empowering for all of us
yeah.
to realize, even for guys, to stand up on a
Yes.
paddleboard and get your body weight under you and to be able to
Yes.
navigate it and things like that. And it was funny to see how it came easier to my girls than my boys initially, and they were up and at it a little quicker. But I think definitely, you know, that brought us together. The this well, I'm six, we're six of us, trying to
Yeah.
keep together and do it together. And like you said, there's that's a sport that you can do. You're totally empowered by yourself. But when you do it as a group, you can have that conversation and talk about other things while you're physically doing it. I think this is just an
Mhm.
amazing idea, and
Yeah.
Me
and
too.
uh, a venue to be able to do that.
Me too.
Absolutely. Um, 1 in 3 girls quit sports by the time they hit their teenage years, where boys, it's 1 in 10. So that's a big
Oh,
Oh,
part
you're
of us
kidding.
directing it towards girls, is because girls drop out way
Okay.
faster. And there's 62% of girls that don't participate in sports at all.
and
So
because of
that's
their
I
a,
was
body
I was
image,
one.
or is it because of peer pressure,
yeah,
body image? What would you
it's
say are the top three reasons?
typically girls will end up dropping out because they feel inadequate or not supported, and they're not
Mhm.
seeing themselves in sports. They don't like turn on the TV and see themselves playing soccer or playing hockey, or it's
Hmm.
always,
Okay.
it's a very male dominated area.
Hmm.
Hmm. Although we know there's
No.
some fantastic female athletes out there, and just women period are amazing, right? We're
Absolutely.
a very capable special breed that I see when I see girls and like yourself doing leadership roles like this, and creating and being part of programs. I get really excited because they weren't around as much when I was a young girl. We had to kind of go on our own and learn to stand up for ourselves. And there were sports,
Hmm.
of course, but I just happened to be a confident young girl. I didn't have to. I relied on myself because I had good self worth. But there were the kids that needed to be drawn out as the ones you're working with, and then you could see some of those kids that had support from other people, leadership people, that they really came into their own by the time they graduated from high school. And by the time they were graduated, they felt good self-esteem and confident about themselves. That this is really important what you're doing, Micaela.
Thank you.
Hmm.
So is
I love
there
it.
a Facebook group or page, or how does everyone get a hold of you?
There is a Facebook group under Girls on Boards, Miramichi,
Hmm.
and there is an Instagram
And
page as well under the same name.
Yeah.
okay. And you can be members of this page?
Yep, you can join or like, and I can get messages from there, and that's where I'll be posting all of the
Okay.
registration information as well.
Do you have any other like events or plans coming up like soon? Like, do you have anything ongoing? Like, are you busy most nights of the week or every other night? How does your schedule work? Because you can't do it every night.
For Girls on Boards,
Yeah.
so I coach rugby on Mondays and Thursday nights. We started a
Hmm.
city team this year, and then I have my Saturdays and Sundays free, and evenings I'm hoping to do sunset paddles. So even after I coach, I can take
Oh.
people out and do sunset paddles.
Ah.
So where is it
Wouldn't
that
this?
you're physically doing the paddling?
Right now,
Are
we
you
have
doing?
permission from the city right now to do it
Hmm.
from the Nelson Wharf where Bow Bears is.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that is one
I,
location
I
they gave us so far, and they're working on permissions of other ones.
Okay. I was always wondering why French Fork Cove. I thought French Fork Cove would be a really good spot because the water is not as rough and it's a little more standing still,
Mhm.
but maybe that's not a good thing. I'm not exactly sure.
No, that is a good thing. That is one of the locations we're discussing, is getting to use it there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you give the girls responsibility for cleaning up and making sure the paddle boats are all maintained and looked after?
Not so much. um, Maintenance for the boards can be a little bit difficult, and with COVID, so I will be
You're right.
washing all the boards myself and sanitizing.
Oh, it's such a big job, right? This COVID
Yeah.
puts a whole new picture on a whole lot of activities, including your
Yeah.
own with the protocol
Yep.
but it's still you're getting outside, and that's a privilege that we're able to have in this day and age in Canada, in New Brunswick especially. We've been most blessed. So there's a lot of
Absolutely.
places like that couldn't do it. Ontario and Quebec have been, really hard hit, but us in the Maritimes, things are really we're really looking up.
Yeah. So I'm looking at starting the program officially on water July 1st weekend is what I'm hoping for. I have one more course to take for insurance reasons, and
Mm-hmm.
my boards are all ordered and are going to be picked up because Canadian Tire Jumpstart program granted us this year. So we lucked out with the grant from them to be able to purchase
Wow.
all of our boards and our life jackets.
That
Well,
was
that's
going to be
big.
my next question.
Yeah.
Exactly. So all the
Exciting.
equipment, well, that's
All the
fantastic,
equipment was
Micaela.
provided by Canadian Tire. They funded all of the equipment that I wanted to purchase and
Beautiful.
funded it completely.
Nice.
That's absolutely
Yeah.
fabulous. So there's that
Yes.
makes it so much easier for the girls to just jump in and be a part of this program with no equipment necessary or anything else like that. We want to thank you so much for joining us today, Micaela. We wish you
Yes.
the best of luck and great success with this program. I don't doubt for a minute that you will do amazing, and the girls are going to have an amazing summer because of it.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Micaela.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you to our viewers for watching us here at Have a Chat. Until next time, we'll see you again. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.